Hi, everybody. I have one of your favorite books here today. My Daddy is a Pretzel. I thought this would be a great way for you to practice some of your yoga poses at home. My Daddy is a Pretzel. Today in class, we're going to say what jobs our parents do each day. Nikki says her mother's a gardener. Sometimes my daddy's a tree. So there's tree pose. The tree pose teaches us to support ourselves with strong roots so that we can reach high and remain stable, yet be flexible at the same time. So when you start that pose, you're going to stand straight with your feet below your hips, like here. Inhale and lift your right foot up to your inner thigh. Bring your hands together at your heart. Sweep your arms up above your head. Interlace your fingers, palms up, and stretch tall. When you are ready, lower your arms and your right foot as you exhale. So if you want to give that one a try, that's tree pose. Lionel says his parents are vets. Sometimes my daddy's a dog. So in dog pose, have you noticed how supple dogs are when they stretch? The dog pose teaches us to be humble and accept our bodies as they are. With practice, almost anyone can manage the dog pose. And as with anything, practice makes progress. So here's our dog pose, if you remember. So you should kneel on your bottom with your head on the floor and your arms stretched out in front of you. This is child's pose. Push back on your heels and raise your bottom so that you make a triangle with your body. Push your heels down into the floor and make sure your spine is straight. Hold the pose for as long as you can, then lower your bottom back onto your heels and rest for a while in child's pose with your head on the floor before you sit up. If you can't straighten your back, it is a good idea to try this pose with your knees bent first. So again, that's dog pose, downward dog. Chang says his mom is an architect. Sometimes my daddy's a triangle. So there's our triangle pose. Triangles are the most stable of the geometric shapes. The triangle pose teaches us to be strong, to build a foundation of support, and to relax under pressure. Triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles, just as we have 3 aspects: mind, body, and spirit. So first, you're going to jump your feet apart and stretch out your arms at the same time. Turn your right foot so that its heel points towards the middle of your left foot. As you exhale, tilt your upper body from the waist over to the right until your right hand reaches your right ankle. Inhale. Now exhale and turn your head to look up at your left thumb. To come out of the pose, reverse these movements. Repeat on the left side. So there's our triangle pose. And you should do that on both sides. Anna says her stepdad's a pilot. Sometimes my daddy's a plane. So the plane pose, like a plane that flies high in the sky, this pose teaches us to believe in ourselves so that we can soar through life. Try this posture on both sides and don't worry if you wobble. Plane pose. So you're going to stand up straight and raise your right leg so that your thigh is parallel to the floor. Place your hands on your hips and bring your right knee into your chest. As you exhale, Stretch your right leg straight out behind you and swing your upper body down until you are parallel to the floor. Stretch out your arms behind you like wings, palms down. Malachi says his daddy's a builder. Sometimes my daddy's a bridge. So here is our bridge pose. Ride the changes. Like a bridge that joins one place to another, this pose teaches us to remain strong as we move from one life stage to the next, but also to be flexible so that we don't break when the winds of change are fierce. So you're going to start by lying on your back with your feet hip-width apart. Slide your heels beneath your knees. As you inhale, tilt your pelvis and lift up your hips until you are on your shoulders, like in this picture. Pull your shoulder blades in and bring your hands together under your back, arms straight. Hold the pose for as long as you are comfortable, then lower your body carefully to the floor. Emmy says her daddy's a farmer. Sometimes my daddy's a plow. So this one's fun to do, but make sure there's no one around you when you do it. That's our plow pose. Like the plow that turns the soil over to make way for new growth, this pose teaches us that overturning old ways of seeing things sets the ground for inner growth. If we plow well, we can sow well, and then reap the rewards of what we have planted. So that's our plow. So you're going to start by lying on your back, bringing your knees to your chest. As you exhale, raise your legs and hips straight up, rolling onto the back of your shoulders and using your hands to support your back. Inhale. As you exhale, lower your legs down to the floor behind your head. To come up out of the pose, reverse these movements. So there's plow. Sita says her mother's a marine biologist. Sometimes my daddy's a fish. So there's our fish pose. This one's a little tricky to do. The fish pose teaches us how to relax and accept the flow of life that carries and supports us on our journey. Don't struggle upstream. Jump in and just go with the flow, even in turbulent times. Okay, so you're going to sit on the floor with your legs straight and your hands under your bottom, palms down and toes pointed. Then you're going to lean back until your forearms are on the floor. Pull your elbows, forearms, and shoulder blades close together. As you inhale, arch your back, lower your head, and slide back until your crown, which is the top of your head, is resting on the floor. To release the pose, bring your arms back to your sides and slowly uncurve until you're lying flat on the floor again. So there's our fish pose. Pedro says his daddy works in Zambia. Sometimes my daddy's a lion. Now this is a fun one. Here's our lion pose. Lions are brave and they have fierce roars. This pose encourages us to feel and express our power and courage. It challenges us to be bold and to overcome our fears. So you're going to start by kneeling on the floor with your bottom on your heels. Then you're going to separate your legs at the knees. Bend down and place your hands out in front of you, fingers pointing out. Then you're going to tuck your chin, stick out your tongue like that, and roar like a lion. So there's the lion pose. Tongue out and roar. I say my mama's a baker, and sometimes my daddy's a pretzel. Now this pretzel pose is a difficult one, but when we tried this at school, I remember there were a few of you that were able to do it. The spine is the core of the body and the core of the nervous system. Using the seated twist helps us to release all kinds of tensions. And just as the body benefits, so too does the mind, letting go of unnecessary thoughts and worries and becoming confident, open, and alert. So first, you're going to bend your right knee and slide your right leg under your left leg, tucking your right foot against your left hip. Okay. Then draw up your left leg and lift your left foot over your right knee with the toes pointing forward. Exhaling, twist to the left, starting at the base of the spine and placing your left hand about a foot behind you for support. Slide your right arm under your left thigh, or if you cannot manage this, press your right elbow against your left knee to give you more leverage. Link your hands together behind your back and twist as far as possible to the left, turning your head to look behind you. Repeat the movement on the other side, following the same sequence. So it should look like that at the end. The pretzel pose. So your arm's going to thread through the top of your leg and behind you, and you should try and touch your arms, touch your hands behind your back. Yoga is power. So here are all of our poses. Tree, dog, triangle, plane, bridge, plow, fish, lion, and pretzel. Try them all at home, and maybe you could take a picture of you doing your favorite one. Maybe you can get your parents to do it with you as well. Have fun!